Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Sorry that I didn't return to you earlier today. I just was working. You can see my face right now. It's pretty red because I was working outside for like 6 hours. I did about 6 hours and I'm tired, honestly. So basically, I wanted to return to you tonight for this Lord of the Rings of Power Season 1, Episode 3 review that I just got done watching. And yeah, this is for Lord of the Rings of Power Season 1, Episode 3 review for this new episode that I watched about an hour ago or something like that and finished up on it. So I'm going to discuss what I watched for this episode for Lord of the Rings of Power. Sorry if I said listen. I'm still tired because of the heat and all that. So please forgive me on that. For Lord of the Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 3 review and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this TV show review. Now, basically, Galadriel and this other guy, or whatever his name was, I don't remember his name offhand, but he said he was from the Southlands, and that was a place where Adar is taking over, which he goes by Sauron, of course. Uh, Adar is taking over the whole Southlands and using elves in them as kind of for their own uh, workshop kind of thing. It's pretty messed up. Not for their workshop stuff, it's just they're putting the elves and all that to work in this episode. And basically tiring them out. So basically, Galadriel and the other guy are in this place called Normanor, Normanor, or something like that. Can't remember the place's name offhand. I'd have to watch this episode again. But it was a really good episode. I had a good time watching it. They explain a lot of things about Adar and also what his real name is, which we know him as Sauron. So basically, he took over the Southlands and is putting these elves to work and working them to death so they could cut trees down and build something. I don't know what. But yeah, this was a pretty good episode. I There were some weak moments in it. I wouldn't say everything was weak about this episode, but it the way it was developed and all that, this show, is phenomenal for sure. This is like one of my I don't know if this is going to be one of my favorite shows hands down, but it is a really good show and they didn't explain about Elrond yet. So that's probably going to be in the next episode, of course. So they didn't get around to him yet, but basically you have the Normanor Queen or whatever. That's basically she's Queen Regent of Normanor, I believe is what the place is called. It's an island outside of the Middle Earth, so they're trying to get back to Middle Earth. Uh, Galadriel and the other guy is trying to get back to Middle Earth. So basically, sorry if I say basically some of the time. Basically, and I did it again. So pretty much, this episode did very well for what it was going for. It had some moments where I wasn't sure if I was liking certain scenes in it, but they didn't explain other things in this episode, which if they did, it probably would have been a little longer. They talked about the Hardfoots, um, and where I guess his name's Gandalf. I'm not sure. He's some sort of being. They haven't gone into explanation in that yet, but in due time, I think they will. I think they're building up suspense for fans to be blown away with who he really is, the guy that came from the asteroid and all that. So yeah, it's a really good show. I highly recommend you check this out on Prime Video or online. I had to watch it online because I don't have Prime Video, but it's a really good show for sure. So overall, I think episode 3 of season 1, there was probably some things I left out on saying, but I can't think of it right now. I'm just still a little tired from. I did watch this episode. It was 69 minutes, of course. It was a pretty long episode, almost an hour and 10 minutes, but it was really good for sure. So, yeah, overall, I think uh, episode 3 of season 1 for uh, The Rings of Power was really good. I think it's probably the weaker one than the last one, but it is a pretty good, pretty excellent episode for sure. It does have some things they left out on and probably dragged certain moments in one particular scene where it shows Galadriel and the other guy, and they focused their attention on them getting back to Middle Earth. So that's what most of the episode was focused on, them getting back to Middle Earth and trying to stop Sauron. So Galadriel's on the hunt for Sauron. So yeah, first score for me, I'm giving episode 3 of season 1 for Lord the Rings of Power, a 9.5 out of 10. It's a really good episode, just is a little weaker than the last one. I still enjoyed it. It was really phenomenal, but it has a few minor weak moments with dragging certain scenes out a bit too long than expected, not giving more extra time to show Elrond and what he's doing, but it's probably going to be in the next episode. So I still enjoyed this episode for what it was. So 9.5 out of 10 for episode 3 of season 1 for Lord of the Rings of Power. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of season 1 for episode 3 of Lord of the Rings of Power if you've seen it already. And if you enjoyed this uh, episode review for season 1 for episode 3 of Lord of the Rings of Power. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. The certain place I got a job at is wanting me to work 4 days a week now for next week. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be so tired next week. So yeah, I'll do what I can, but they want me to work Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I'm like, damn. I'm like, I'm gonna be so busy. I'll be making some money, but damn, it's gonna really tire me out for sure. But I'll see what I can do. I go back in on Tuesday, so it's not that far away. It's a couple days away, but I get to enjoy a few days of being here to myself and all that. So hopefully they don't tell me to work a whole week because that would suck. And I wouldn't be uploading a lot and I'd have to basically stop making videos for quite a while. But this is only a temporary job, so it's not for very long. I'll probably tell them that or whatever. But still, hope you enjoyed this review for this TV show review for Lord of the Rings of Power. I did the best I could to explain it as best as possible. I think there's going to be more uh, things with Elrond and the other villagers and all that had that Sauron stick or whatever or something like that. So it's going to explain more probably in the next episode or two. But until then, stay safe, guys. Take care. I'll have a track review coming out as soon as I can for Alter Bridge's new song. And as always, I will see you in my next review.